Hello, and welcome to this Climatix IC learning session about the plant dashboard. This e-learning covers the workflow of creating and activating dashboards. The plant and the tenant are impersonal dashboards compared to the personal user dashboard. The dashboards are created using several types of tiles, which we will take a look at. We will also look at the arrangement options of these tiles. We will start by showing you the configured tiles in the operating menu. This will give you an overview of possible usages. In the previous learning module, we introduced the data point and the text tile. The text tile supports Markdown, which also allows you to insert hyperlinks. For demonstration purposes, we will make use of the system clock to show the different representations of tile types. Let's start with the circular gauge. The circular gauge displays one data point only. In our example, the seconds of the system clock are displayed. The bar gauge, on the other hand, allows multiple data points to be displayed. The trend view is applicable to all data point tile types and can be opened in a new window to better analyze the data values. The end time of the data point can be selected in combination with the duration. As an example, we want to see the trend for 2 weeks. The window must be refreshed to display the selection made. It is also possible to zoom directly into a time range. The data point values can be deselected as wished. Corresponding settings can be completed under options, such as the Enable Range selection just shown. Under Configuration, we can change the colors of the trend and descriptions. All the changes are stored in the user profile. In addition, the selected data can be exported to an Excel file. The option, Use Sampling Period, allows to write all data points selected to the same CSV file using the same time sampling period. If the option is not selected, separate CSV files will be created for each data point during export. The bar tile is another form of data point display. Just like the tile line chart, it seems that this type does not really reflect the readability of the data points well. So it's up to you to choose the most readable tile type. The multi-chart tile combines several diagrams into one for comparing data points. This tile can also be opened in a new window. As an example, the first chart contains one data point, while the other tile contains multiple data points. It is possible to turn off the values of the data points to better analyze specific data. A web image displays information depending on its size. To see the whole picture, we can open it in a new window. If the image was added from the application set, it will be opened in the corresponding web graphic menu. Another tile, the iframe tile, allows users to add web pages that support iframes to the dashboard. This can be very useful for linking another landing page from a different source to the dashboard. This is a great way to keep important information together. Now it's time to switch to the dashboard editor to see how to best configure these tiles. A common way to add them is to right-click with the mouse and add a new tile. We can explain all the configuration options using the bar and line chart. Once the bar gauge is added, the Properties window will display the type. For demonstration purposes, we name the title with its type in combination with the site name. We use a predefined token for this. Also, the default color could be changed. In the Data Point tab, we can search for the data points to add. We see the list of plants with the user and its corresponding access rights, with which we are logged in. We select a plant and search for the clock data points such as hours, minutes, and seconds. In the Gauge tab, we can set the range displayed. In our case, we adapt the maximum value to 60. With the color ranges, the color of all data points is changed as soon as a certain value is reached. This function can be used as a status to indicate critical values with corresponding colors. For a system clock, of course, this function makes no sense. The line chart has a few more options. First, we name the tile. The tile name can be combined with free text and tokens that best fit the tile. Again, we add the data points of the system clock. Furthermore, a customized axis can be added by adding a title, an axis name with its position and the range displayed. When going back to the Data Point tab, the axis can be selected. Either we use the auto axis that was created automatically or the one we just defined. In the Line Chart tab, the preview time range and the refresh time of the data point can be defined as the tile shows historical data. As an example, if the time period is set to 1 minute, then it makes sense to set the refresh time smaller than 1 minute. If the time period is set to 1 hour, the refresh time could be set to 1 minute. These settings can be done for each chart individually. Last but not least, the legend can be arranged as desired and will be shown when the window has a certain size. Let us briefly look at the bar tile setting. As you have recognized, we have already introduced all these configuration options. Let us now add a multichart tile. To fill a multichart tile, press the Ctrl key and drag and drop the chosen tiles into the multichart. The added charts can be deleted in the Tile Properties window. Now we add a web graphic and name the tile. If we want to add a graphic that is already used in the application set, we can simply find the web graphic in the corresponding plant. To add a graphic that is not part of the application set, the drag and drop option is used. At this point, we have introduced all tile types so far. Let us explain the test functionality. To do this, let's insert the test window into the workspace. We can test this dashboard by finding a plant to test. As an example, we select the first plant and activate the test. At this moment, the values of the data points from the plant India are collected. All the tiles to which we have added the site name token will show the India plant. We can test another plant, then all data points from the Berlin plant will be collected. As you can see, each plant has a unique plant ID. Later, when we test the implementation in the operation menu, the plant number will change in the background when a plant is selected. Let's look at the options to arrange tiles. Therefore, I am going to import a new dashboard with an air handling unit default application. As you can see, the empty tiles indicate that these data points are not parameterized yet. What happens in the operation menu if we leave the default setting? This means that the checkbox is not selected. The effect in the operation menu plant dashboard would be the following. Tiles without a valid data point value are not displayed and tiles with a valid data point are displayed. If the checkbox had been activated for each of the tiles, empty tiles would have been displayed. The default option shows gaps between the tiles. The gaps can be filled randomly by changing the order algorithm. Another option to arrange the tiles is the responsive layout. To better understand the function, I switch to the operating menu, as I have prepared a dedicated dashboard for demonstration purposes. The goal of this function is to set one or more tiles to a fixed position even if the browser size is changing. As you can see, the turquoise tile maintains its position regardless of the browser size. Let us see how to set up this function. Let's switch back to the editor. In the editor, the fixed tile must be defined for each number of grid columns. As you can see, I have the grid columns on to 7 already configured. Let's adapt it for column 8, 9, and 10. Another option is the Hide Cloud item that can hide a whole dashboard. For example, a heating application with 3 heating circuits is pre-configured on several plants. Each heating circuit is represented on a dedicated dashboard. Let's assume that one plant is using only one heating circuit. This option allows us to hide the dashboard for the second and third plant, while adding a data point to its field. In other words, if a data point is entered that is also available in the dashboard is visible, otherwise the dashboard will be hidden. Now we can publish the plant dashboard for operation. We are going to export the dashboard. If you like to have multiple dashboards in your plant view, then we must export a dashboard set into one file, as the application set allows only one file to be uploaded. Now we navigate to the application set, select the application set we would like to update with new dashboard files. Under Application, the newly created dashboard file can be uploaded. We search for the file to upload. We rename the file name, add a description and a version number, and save it. Under Settings, User Access Configuration, we have to select the newly created dashboard file for the dedicated user roles. This access table allows providing different dashboard views depending on the user role. Once the changes are completed, the page must be saved. We navigate to the menu Operating and select the plant to receive its data points. This is the principle of an impersonal dashboard, because in the background the plant ID changes every time another plant is selected. Let's create a tenant dashboard and understand what it is used for. As the name says, the tenant dashboard covers general information such as online status, activation key, operating hours, as well as contact information, such as email address and telephone number. This information is independent from the application running on the plant. Creating and activating a tenant dashboard follows the same principle as that of a plant dashboard. In the moment we change the plant, the data points from the selected plant will be retrieved and displayed in the tenant dashboard. How do we program such a tenant dashboard? We navigate to the Apps menu. The tenant dashboard is also created under the plant dashboard. I have already prepared a tenant dashboard. Typical data point can be found mostly under System. For example, online status, activation key, operation time, etc. Once the tenant dashboard is created, we export it. This time we select the tenant dashboard only. We navigate to the tenant application set and select the tenant dashboard. Only one tenant application set is allowed as the feature is grayed out. Under Application, the newly created dashboard file can be uploaded. We search for the file to upload. We rename the file name, add a description and the file version. After that, we need to save it. Under Settings, User Access Configuration, we have to select the dashboard file for the corresponding user role. Again, it is important to save it before we leave the page. We navigate to the Operation menu. First, we need to select the plant so that the data points are retrieved. Each time a plant is selected, the plant ID is changed in the background. The plant data will be retrieved as well as the corresponding data from the tenant. Now it's time to apply what you have learned.